this summit in terms of relevance and impact. Please, let's put it together very well. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming this morning. Distinguished guests, industry leaders, stakeholders, and value partners are here this morning. I want to specifically also welcome the representative Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Food Security, Mr. Abubakar Kyari, represented by the Director, Agribusiness and Market Development.
To talk about this.
Agriculture is a vital contributor to our economy, providing livelihoods for millions of Nigerians and contributing significantly to our gross domestic product. However, the full potential of agriculture lies beyond cultivation is in value addition, transforming raw products into high-quality goods that can compete both locally and globally. On Tuesday night, agribusiness has the power to unlock untapped potential, generate great jobs, and reduce post-harvest losses, positioning Nigeria as a leading agro-industrial hub in Africa. Just like I mentioned, at the NSEG in its half-year outlook report, highlighted a significant gap in tomato production. While annual demand is 2.2 million tons, only produce about 1.5 million tons, largely due to losses from harvest activities. Additionally, the agricultural sector faces a financing gap of about $182 billion despite government efforts to boost funding. So part of it in today's how do we boost funding into this sector that is so critical to our economy and to the livelihood of millions of Nigerians, over 220 million Nigerians. As a leading financial institution, Stanbic IBTC is committed to support the sector. We are providing much-needed finances for machinery and other inputs to improve productivity, reduce post-harvest losses, and bridge the financing gap. Transforming agriculture in Nigeria requires a multifaceted approach, addressing issues such as infrastructure. In Stanbic IBTC, we have an infrastructure of 100 billion. But we have a sector that now doing additional work of 390 billion. And we can plan this and this. That's why any infrastructure support this agribusiness. We are definitely working. Access to finance, technology adoption, and capacity building. We need to build a sustainable system that not only meets today's needs, but also ensure future generations can thrive. At Stanbic IBTC,
We are proud to be involved in all these areas, offering financing, business training, fostering cross-border trade partnerships, and participating in meetings like this summit. the first industrial revolution, meet the second industrial revolution, you meet the third industrial revolution, you cannot meet the fourth one. And that third one is about mechanized processing and how we reach desired attention. So what we are doing today is also making
Together, we can enhance Nigerian agricultural landscape and make it a key driver of economic transformation and sustainable development. I encourage everyone here today to engage in discussion, share ideas, and form partnerships that lead to profitable outcomes for all. Let us work together to build a sustainable for Nigeria agriculture sector. Thank you so much, and really have a great day today. Thank you.
Another round of applause for CEO, Stanbic IBTC Bank. Thank you so much, sir. So I find that I've got shown good results.
particularly also given the level of efficiency of the currency as well. So expectation also that we will see this particular level of growth. So it has to revise. currency, resale thing of volatility, hence
Prescribes solutions. One man produces, another consumes. There is nothing like a one-man business. Business is finding the right...
Wait, check. Is there sound? Is there sound now?
Please, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Thank you very much for taking us to school. This lies at all. Thank you so much. I personally, as a Nigerian and also as somebody who is looking forward to betterment of the Nigerian economies, I'm glad to know that conversations like this go on, not just from those who are in government, but also those who are in the private sector, specifically the financial institutions like Stanbic IBTC. It increases confidence in the hope of a better and brighter future for the Nigerian economy. Thank you so much. Once again,
partner that goes all the way with you, with answers that lead to your business growth. Find your growth partner with Stanbic IBTC. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC. There is nothing like one-man business. One creates an ecosystem of products and services. Another supports.
Please, let's give that.
One plants. Others harvest. One man produces, another consumes. There is nothing like a one-man business. Business is finding the right
we can create a robust ecosystem that benefits everyone from either market, be it export market, be it industrial market, or local consumer market. And how does it work? So with backward integration, it basically enhances the supply chain control, allows traders to manage the quality and timing of raw materials. Additionally, it fosters market stability, strengthens ties with farming communities, and also provides potential for the adoption of sustainable practices, which are no part of what we discuss around sustainable agriculture practices.
Is that what?
So we say herein lies the transformative potential of agriculture.
No, there's sun now.
We can draw inspiration from successful models like Savory Bank and Sammy White and so on and the like, who have actually effectively
TC, Mama, honorable birds into millions. We sleep no detire, the ever efficient chief operations officer.
Additionally, we have existing financial
interest. I think I'm speaking for all of us. Then some of the efforts being made by the ministry to see that we promote agribusiness, especially in the area of agro-processing, is access to mechanized agriculture, provision of infrastructure at agro-industrial clusters, provision of extension services, establishment of agribusiness incubation centers for skill development and training of youth, promoting on-farm storage and processing to prevent post-harvest losses, and in the development of sound policies and laws to regulate agricultural produce marketing that will involve marketing agents, processors, and other stakeholders towards establishing sound commodity trading system in Nigeria. The current policy on agriculture is to have the private sector on the driver's side, while government provides enabling environment, and to make agriculture as a business and having for investment, instead of a developmental program as was in the case in the past. We will not relent in this giant stride in creating sufficient agribusiness linkages between the farmers and the processors to increase the present level of agricultural value addition, reduction of post-harvest losses to achieve food security and wealth creation. We are resolute to deliver enabling policy and program in line with the ministry deliverables assigned by the Mr. President that will ensure Nigeria are food secure and lively opportunities across the populace. I want to emphasize that government is regularly committed in engagement with stakeholders, just as we are today. That's why we are here, so that we can regularly engage with the stakeholders across public and private sectors with noble and novel ideas to build agriculture and agribusiness economy capable of delivering sustained prosperity and meeting domestic food and nutrition security goals and sustain income and employment. Finally, I have no doubt that this occasion will spur ample opportunities to strengthen the agribusiness sector and ultimately contribute to the desired growth that will guarantee food security, employment generation, and diversification of national economy. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening, and God bless.
Once you're set, do let me know so that I can get them started. Now, the conversation is focused on driving economic transformation through agro-processing, building a sustainable future. If you notice, literally every part of this summit is focused on the theme. It's very, very intentional. The intention is to break down everything that okay, maybe I step forward a little bit. Break down everything that seems like a knotty area or concerns that agribusiness providers or owners have. That's why it's a fine blend of a financial institution, policymakers, as well as leaders in the agricultural sector. Okay, without wasting any time, oh dear, I'm saying that again. I'd like to call on the first member of this panel, Mr. Abubakar A. Bello. He is the Managing Director, Nigeria Export-Import Bank, Nexim. He's to be represented by Mr. Hope Yongo, Technical Advisor to the Managing Director. Do I have him here? You're very welcome, sir.
Are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC. Mama, Honorable Duchess of the Market that keeps our belly full. Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire. The ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running in 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
And their challenges. I am looking forward to listening to him. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome Dr. Adekunle Ahmed, Managing Director, NAMEL, to the stage. We know that largely over the years, agriculture has always been a male-dominated sector. But today, the story is changing, and we have one of such change makers in the building this morning. Mrs. Onyale Patience Koko, Executive Director, Niger Food Security System and Logistics Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for her as she makes her way to the stage. Onyale Patience is an accomplished entrepreneur with over 30 years experience spanning various industries including fashion and agriculture. That's a beautiful blend. Another round of applause for her, please. Also on this panel is Haidar Zain, Managing Director, Ilera Agro and Ilera Oils and Fats. A round of applause, please. Haidar Zain is a dynamic business executive with a wealth of experience across industries such as agro-processing, mineral trading, and industrial material management. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. I would also like to introduce Dr. Andrew Kwasari, President, SCL Food Systems, to the panel. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fine blend of intellect right here this morning. Dr. Andrew is an eminent pioneer in the field of agriculture. He stands as a beacon of innovation and sustainability in the global agricultural landscape. With a solid foundation in animal medicine, Mr. Andrew holds a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, reflecting not only academic excellence, but a deep understanding of the intricate dynamics between agriculture and the environment. You're welcome, sir.
We're an agro inputs and commodities trading company. Basically, what we do is support farmers to improve their yield, and then we offer the opportunity to offtake whatever commodities they produce from their farms, so that we improve on the value chain and the benefits to farmers. I'm from Benue State. Growing up in Benue, we see the challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the context has been set already, and I think we're in for a very interesting conversation. As you know, a lot of you know that Stanbic IBTC Bank has been around for quite a while, and since 1989, if
challenges that farmers are facing, putting in lots of work, but the yield is low.
Used to do with Stanbic IBTC Bank back then, but now Stanbic IBTC. And today's topic, or today's discussion on agricultural value chain is very important. We're speaking to driving economic transformation through agro-processing and trying to build a sustainable future. These panelists you see here are distinguished ladies and gentlemen who will do justice to it. Without further ado, I don't want to go into another round of introduction, but even let me set a bit of context. As you all know, in the 60s, 70s, agriculture used to contribute around about 64% to GDP. Right now, the last speaker, or the penultimate speaker, spoke to the fact that agriculture is now contributing, as at second quarter this year, contributing to between 22 to 24% to GDP. Where did we go wrong? How did we get to this sorry pass? But again, interesting conversations need to be had, and that's what we're having. Prior to coming here, in the last 2-3 days, we've had what you call the Nigerian Economic Summit group discussions, 30 years of collaboration, and being flanked by 3 men on the right and 1 man on the left. A quick one, as an entrepreneur who's been working in this in the agricultural value chain for quite a while, we speak towards increasing yields and improving, in integrating agro-processing into your business.
Market. So we quickly had to raise agro-processing is really important, for farmers, and so to mitigate, the major challenge for all farmers or agribusiness owners is capital. So no capital. Then, of course, there's the huge gap of knowledge. We don't have that knowledge. You don't know what to do, how to process, what to do. So that gap is there. And of course, where do you access whatever machinery you need? So we needed to, of course, network and so on. But then for us, what we did was we realized that, the challenge for us was figuring out the best way, right, to do this. And so we now worked backwards and did research, tons of research, network, and we realized we could process our bananas into fiber, we could do flour, we could do, all of the things that you needed to do. But I want to say very, very pointedly that the driver for agricultural development in South Africa, who is feeding nearly most of the world right now, South America, that is feeding most of the world, is the big processing machinery, processing factories that are established, for instance, in Rosario. You see that the investment is done by ADM, Bonge, and the big crushers, right? So farmers can go backwards and produce unendingly, just work on improving your yields, And once you get those yields, there's the market. And you take it there and you have no worry about how many million tons you produce because there's an agro-processor. So, you know, that you must, there's such a huge link between processing and increasing production and yield. So we really do have to focus on that.
Thank you very much. That was quite pointed, and I like that. And everybody speaks about the Global South. The Global South is, you know, Africa to a large extent, Middle East, and of course, South America. So I think at this juncture, I will want to move to Dr. Adekunle Ahmed, who is the Managing Director, Nigerian Agricultural Mechanization Equipment Limited. Since our last speaker was speaking to mechanization. So given your extensive experience in agricultural mechanization, what's your take on the role in driving the private sector-driven agricultural mechanization? Of course, I'm sure you've heard in recent times the Ministry of Agriculture or government speaking to the fact that they want to buy tractors for farmers. And first and foremost, I would like to get your take on that and whether you think it will be impactful in this agricultural value chain that we speak to. You know, we always speak to from food, from food to fork, okay, or from farm to fork, okay. So, what is the role of mechanization in the scheme of things? And do you think private sector should play that role, or do you think government should be involved? Quick, pointedly.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Thank you very much, sir. For mechanization to succeed very well, we have to change our systems of farming in the country. And I'm of the opinion that mechanization should be run under a private sector framework. But however, we always make this mistake. We talk about mechanization, we talk about tractors, we talk about plow, we talk about region. But if you look back 6, 7 years ago, or 10 years ago, tractor was 3 million. Today, that same tractor is going for 60 to 70 million. And yet, our productivity per hectare remained the same. So in this case, we are also not putting into various considerations some logistic problem, some various factors, the cost of the tractor, logistic problem, proximity. To move a tractor right now from Abuja to Niger, you have to spend probably like 1.5 million. And if you're moving it to Niger, you have probably 50 hectares to do, which does not cost you probably up to 2 million. So you are actually not making it. So for mechanization to succeed, to take care of what we are looking for in the processing, sector, we have to open the land. Land has to be open for mechanization to succeed. That means we must have a contiguous land between 1,000 hectares to 2,000 hectares in a given area. Now, a tractor that is going for 60 million, how many people can afford it? At average of 3.5 to 4 metric tons per hectare. Stanbic IBTC will not give me the loan to buy that tractor because I can't guarantee that payment in the next 15 to 20 years. But if we change our system of farming, if we open a contiguous land in a given environment, say for example, we open 10,000 hectares or 20,000 hectares in each state at 1,000 to 2,000 hectares per location, the tractor will not move. Extension will be taken care of. Logistic of movement will be taken care of. Cultivation will be taken care of. The banks will station all their banks there to fund what we're talking about. And gradually you find out that we will increase production. When production is increased, then agro-processing industry will benefit from it.
Thank you very much. That was quite robust. Thank you. I will now move to capital. People talk about the fact that every time you talk about, first and foremost, I would like to correct the impression. We're not speaking to farming here. We're speaking to agribusiness because it's no longer farming. It's no longer agriculture. It's now agribusiness. So agriculture is a business, and we need to treat it as such. So right now, we'll speak to the people who provide the capital, the money. As we diversify into, non-oil to a large extent, we have been largely monolithic. Now we are talking about trying to encourage forex inflows through non-oil exports. Nexim comes into the picture. Hope Yongo, I've known you for 15, 20 years now, and you've been doing the same thing offering your expertise, particularly in the public sector, through advice on how to make sure that we make ourselves very competitive and that we make sure that most of our agrarian products that we have we export. The role of Nexim cannot be overemphasized. But there's a quick question I will ask you. First and foremost, is Nexim well capitalized to take care of this on the one hand? And two, can you talk us through quickly that system, the systems you have in place for the likes of the small exporters in Nigeria who want to take their products out of Nigeria to neighboring countries, particularly Africa to start with, and to generate foreign exchange?
Okay, thank you very much for having me, and apologies for my MD's inability to come. Yeah, pointed question, is Nexim well capitalized? No, it's not well capitalized, and we're working on that to ensure that the capitalization reflects the GDP of the economy, being an export credit agency. The activities of Nexim, Nexim is a trade policy bank and an export development bank. So our roles are twofold. We have a developmental and facilitative role. And in this role where we provided assistance, technical support that can enhance and broaden exports. To give you an example, now we partner with the cocoa industry. Then we have what we call the Africa Cocoa Connect to create an infrastructure platform, a digital platform that can provide access to market, ecosystem players, sharing information, and we tend to do that for other commodities. We also notice that we need to grow our exports. So how do we grow infant exporters? How do we mainstream informal traders? In doing that, we have developed what we call the Nigerian Export Academy. It's an online platform for capacity building and for knowledge sharing so that they can have the expertise and then go into to grow the export. Then we have the other aspect that we are talking is to make sure that our infrastructure development to support trade are in place, especially infrastructure related to logistics. Like the madam said about the banana. One of the things we are doing in bridging those infrastructure gaps is to promote cold chain solution. And we are doing that for the port facilities that we are doing for both.
A mechanized or manner trying to support agricultural development. So I want you to speak to what you are, in the areas in which you are helping to empower the youths on the one hand, and
And then you also talk about how do you then provide power to make sure both the factory and the downstream and the upstream are working well? All of these are missing. And this, we leave it to the policymakers, because that, for me, is centrally the enabling work of the government to make sure that we have this. But as a business person then, we found that area, and we have tons of experience on this, that we are not there where you can, by structure, it's a structural problem, to create large expanse of land that will be mechanized continuously. Is no starter, it's a non-starter, because by the way we are structured, land ownership in this country is hereditary, 90%. It's by inheritance, passing from one great-grandfather to the other. And then looking at our land size versus our population. So when you look at Brazil, it's 9 times the size of Nigeria, but our population is the same. And you see a 10,000 hectare farm, it's a no-brainer, because they are 9 times our size, right? So when you say we have either 35 million or 70 million, I saw 70 million hectares today from Stanbic IBTC, I'm yet to check it. I need to validate that data. So when you look at our land and look at 240 and counting million people, and that agriculture provides 70% of workforce, then from basic economics, you need to understand that the major factor of constraint in this production is land. And that land can never be coalesced. If you now tie the first constraint of how land is acquired, and a good case is where our practice facility is located. Government made a policy, Farm for Life, created 10,000 hectares in Kwali. The only viable company that has succeeded in utilizing only 100 hectares. Why? All the players could not even grant access, including FCT, because the communities have the right to go and protest and sit on the lands. And I've seen Nasarawa, I've seen Niger experience, I've seen all state governors that will grant 5,000, 10,000 hectares, but they will never activate it, because the Land Use Act 1978 is today constitutional discussion in Nigeria. So issue of coalescence, and that is even a high level, sir. Primarily, when you step down to secondary conversation, you need to find what model work for you. So for us, we found that spending our time to capacitate young, educated Nigerians to find a space to come down to per square meter of land efficiency, and being able to reduce the cost of production and increase their output. So we went into regenerative agri, where we discussed the issue of aggregate yield instead of monoculture. I have 1 acre, 1 hectare, and I farm maize, or I farm soybean. Today we do 5, 6 or more crops per cycle, and we try to teach the farmers to aggregate this. So in aggregation then, we as an entrepreneur, as a startup agribusiness, we think that what is missing is, if we create efficiency, capacitate these young people, they do just a little bit more than what their forefathers were doing or their parents were doing, and then we fit in the gap of aggregating efficiently and taking that responsibility of connecting those trickles to create economy of scale and moving it to the processor, like your good company, Olam, is a more viable and sustainable agricultural agri-economic model for Nigeria, and based on the constraints I have laid. So what we do, we work with smallholder farmers, and today I think we have been working and still growing. I think at my last check, we are over 300,000 young youths that work with us, and we just basically make sure that we do not burden them with the startup cost of inputs, chemical fertilizer, pesticides, and all of that. So we work regeneratively. We give them compost, we teach them how to make biopest and all of that.
I'll come back to you, because you have said a lot. A lot has been said, packed in one. You know, it's important. It's interesting to hear him speak about linkages. You know, linkages, very important. All of you know that everything we do is based on what? Logistics, very important. Infrastructural development, very important. he spoke about Olam's farm. Olam has a farm in Nasarawa for rice, 4,500 hectares. We work with about 35,000 farmers. We have a rice farm and a rice mill. But to make sure that we use the farmers around that entire demographic area to work for us and to work with us. So partnerships are important, which is why we're here as well. Which is you see the private sector and public sector collaborating. The bankers are speaking to the players and asking them, what can we do? How can we get better yields? We have a population growing geometrically while food production is growing arithmetically. Let me speak to Halda. Halda, you export agricultural products like shea butter and soya bean. In your experience, what role does Nigeria's industry players help in enhancing the competitiveness of your products? You know, it's often said that you can only be competitive where you have comparative advantage, okay? So Nigeria, shea butter, soya bean, we're doing a lot there. So your experience in exporting, what are your major challenges in that area? Quickly speak to it, please. Thank you.
As for any... Yeah, as for any processor now in Nigeria, the major challenge now in agro-processing is the finance cost. As everyone knows, CBN has intervention, and currently the interest rate is on a high side. So what the government needs to come in and provide some supportive loan through the fiscal authorities, or like through they are doing that through Nexim, through BOI, through NIRSAL, but they need to do more. The second major constraint we have is the power cost and logistic cost. As an example, what we go through in Atilera Agro, exporting soya meal commodity, we pay a freight of $400, $500 to Far East, while the inland logistics is close to $1,500 to $2,000. So this is a major problem we are facing. And the solution government needs to work on is, as earlier said by Mr. Wali, is to work through PPP investment with the private equity investors. Definitely things need to be put in place.
So to a large extent, what you are speaking to is that as we speak now, you're not competitive, right? Nigeria is not competitive,
yes,
particularly. And for us to be competitive, we need to enhance a lot of things. And again, I think this probably brings us to the funding. You know, prior to now, we had CBN intervention schemes here and there. But a school of thought believes that all this should, or better still, were housed in a Bank of Agriculture, okay? Bank of Agriculture's capitalization probably needs to be increased, okay? They are a bank for agriculture. Let them stick to that primary responsibility, but let them have adequate capital, just like Bank of Industry has adequate capital. I think Bank of Industry sits on between 1 to 2 billion euros now, okay? So they are more or less the beautiful bride. But Bank of Industry is industry, even though it's industry across different value chains. So it doesn't discriminate. The same way capital moves to where it is needed and where it is loved. So I will just ask, lastly, just one quick round of questions. Back to Dr. Adekunle. You know, agro-processing. We're talking about linkages. We're talking about, we're talking about interdependencies. So with you, with your company, Nigerian Agricultural Mechanization Equipment Limited, agro-processing, of course, we've spoken to the fact that it plays a critical role, okay, in our economic development. What do you think we should do, particularly on the financing side, that you think will help us expand our processing capabilities, okay? Particularly, everybody talks about the fact that we should leave our hitherto old ways of doing things and adopt mechanization. So you spoke to the fact earlier in your opening that because of the cost of tractors, plowers, and the likes, we should encourage the private sector and not have government involved in it. So because for me, I don't want us to come here, sit down and speak about challenges. Within these challenges, we have opportunities. How do we fix it? That's what I want to hear from everyone here. So my last set of questions will be on how do we fix it? Because we all know our challenges. We've been speaking about our challenges for the last 30, 35, 40 years. How do we fix it? So if government or anybody asks, how do we fix X or how do we fix Y? Offer a panacea. So, Dr. Adekule, I want to hear how we can fix it. But I want to hear how we can fix it in...
Thank you very much. In our company, we are already doing it. And I'm glad you used that word that we should leave the old way and come up with new ways. And when we talk about funding, financing, our minds from this part of the world goes to central bank, National Bank of Agriculture, Bank and Industries. And we have been doing this for the past almost 25 to 30 years. It's not working. So why don't you just think of a way out? So in my company, we create something that is called Rural Agricultural Consortium, RADC. And in RADC, what we did was to take a land, 10,000 hectares, but we're able to clear 1,500. In the 1,500, we did some financial engineering. So we call a consortium of partners because my experience working with CSBN exposed me to partnership. And when I say partnership, partnership with mechanization, partnership with input supplier, partnership with capacity building, extension, chemical, and even aggregation. So what we did was to open this land, and my company provide mechanization. And I call Harvest Field, say, okay, give me seeds and chemical. And based on my critical production at the end of the project, if you give me supply credit, I will give to you. I'll tell you currently right now, I'm not marketing Cross River State. They have given us 12,000 hectares to open, and we have opened almost 500. And they created what is called Project Grow. Project Grow guarantee private sector farmers, you understand, to uptake 2 hectares, 3 hectares. And the whole project is run under a private sector initiative. So when we talk about funding, the new model that we're talking about, we should take our mind away from central bank from this. We should create an enabling environment that shows all the value chains delivery. Imagine having someone like Namel, you understand, having Dr. Andrew in terms of capacity building, having IITA, having Olam in one building. Anything that we want, the bank will give to us. Because there's no way I will fail, there's no way Andrew will fail, there's no way Olam will fail. And that is what we're saying right now. So a consortium that syndicate funding to fund the complete value chain. And we have one structure, you understand, that monitors everything. Why off-takers are there. If you look at Olam, that is where they're succeeding, do you understand, in the agricultural project. If you look at Babangiwa, that's something. If you look at Dufit, it's the land. But because the moment the land is in one place, everything falls in place. The mechanization, the logistics, the funding, the offtake, and everything. So we have to do this in all the states. We're not saying we have to do 10,000 hectares, 500 hectares, 1,000 hectares, 2,000 hectares, bring the funding, bring everything in one place, but under a private sector initiative supported by the government. The Cross River State government give an ISPO to us, and also give an ISPO to Zenith Bank and some few banks that fund all the farmers, and the farmers are there taking 2 hectares. So this is my new way of saying that if we want to change the dynamics of how we are going to create a commercial agriculture and get it funded without government interference, a lot of government interference, this is the way forward. RADC. Thank you.
Very interesting. So what you can glean from what he said is collaboration. Collaboration across value chains, collaboration with private sector partners and players who, both the big and the small. It's always important to state that. You have the large multinationals, but you need the small players as well. And the large multinationals and players must carry the small ones along. Okay? So I think that's the only way we can ensure and guarantee food security, because there's a nexus between national security and food security. It's very, very important. Let me come quickly to you, Mrs. Onyawale. You know, you spoke about logistics, very important. You know, everything is based on logistics, as it were. So What are you doing in your area, particularly with regards to warehousing, storage, to make sure that we don't have wastages to a large extent? Because a lot of our farm produce, okay, about 60 to 70% of it rots due to lack of proper storage. But this proper storage have been we have been speaking to it for 20, 25, 30 years. I mean, for those of you who go regularly or who drive through, across the country, particularly driving, not flying this time around or going through trains, you find out that when you are in the hinterland, food is so cheap. Let's assume, for argument's sake, what you buy for 5 or 10 naira in the rural areas, by the time it comes to market, it's 5 or 10 naira becomes 1,000 naira. And you find out that the people in the local environment are okay, they are feeding, but they can't do too much. So whatever they take, they use it, they eat today, eat tomorrow, and that's it. They can't even store. There's a storage problem. And that, I think, is something that we need to put ourselves on different value chains and address that. You can't be everything to everybody. So take your area and your niche and play there. So for you, you're already in your own area, your niche. So in that your niche, what are you doing to make sure that we help to ensure food security? Because there's a problem we have right now. We have a food availability crisis and a food affordability crisis. So that's a double-edged sword. Availability on the one hand, affordability on the other.
Absolutely. And just listening to all the panelists, I'm just realizing that I'm living my agricultural dream since January this year. Having been 20 years in agriculture in Nigeria and struggled through it and learned from the challenges, that we faced. And so Niger Foods is a public-private partnership. And he said he didn't want to promote Cross River. I'm promoting Niger. I'm from Benue. But honestly, what is happening in Niger will revolutionize agriculture in Nigeria. His Excellency, Governor Umar Mohamed Bago, understanding his only asset or his main asset is land. He sits on 10% of Nigeria's landmass. And he realized if he clears this land, this is massive, massive investment that will come. So 250,000 hectares per year, clearing target, but also providing input to the millions of hectares that are already cleared but are in the hands of smallholder farmers. In Niger, for the first time, I had a community come to us and we signed 30,000 hectares. I thought it was a lie. But 2 communities brought 60,000 that. Right now, we have under cultivation ready for harvest in Bobi Reserve, which was a bandit-infested area, over 5,000 hectares that we are going to harvest in the next couple of weeks. We have thousands of hectares cultivated, right? But he also understood something, that in order to be able to do this, right, infrastructure is important. So if we farm in Bobi and we cannot get the harvest out, what happens? So Niger is currently upside down road-wise. If you've been to Niger recently, there are no roads. Everywhere they're constructing the roads, and that 10% of Nigeria's landmass, which has most of the government's roads, so to speak, is currently being done by the state government. So because there's no other way to access the infrastructure, we have taken over 80% of Niger's warehouses. We've renovated them. We've stocked them. And listen, a PPP, definitely a game changer with a willing subnational. Now, he's giving us the full backing, which means that every time we have partners come from all over the world to sign to bring investment. Why? Because they've seen that this is what was missing. That you have the security because the state is giving that backing. We just started we work actually January. We're employing over 600 people already, right? Across the state. And this is going to scale because we are scaling. And so the infrastructure needs to be done. So we're looking at warehousing. Warehousing in terms of regular warehouses, in terms of silos, in terms of silo bags, cold chain. And I think also the biggest game changer for us will be the airport. So the Minna airport hasn't been working for a long time. Mr. President landed in Minna to launch, but also that airport is now an SAPZ, so doing that with us. But also it's an export processing zone. So we're going to seal containers straight from Minna, which means that we can export very easily if we are flying it out, if we are sending it to the ports. I think that what we need as a country, we know the solutions. We have people who know what to do. We just need to bring the people to the table, right? And people come to our office all the time and they say, our chairman is not a Nigerite, I'm not from Niger, the other ED is not from Niger. But whatever will make Nigeria work is what we need.
Very, very interesting.
Right? So we have to stop talking and do the work.
Was there, okay? And to a large extent, she was speaking to landmass. If you've ever been to Niger, if you start from Mina, there was a time, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was going to Borgu. A lot of you probably know Borgu. Borgu shares a border with Benin Republic. That's how expansive Niger State is, land-wise, landmass-wise. But you know, subnationals are very integral and important to this conversation. But you know, we often accuse the center, that's the federal government all the time. But we never hold accountable our governors and our subnationals. And very soon, we need to start holding to account as well our local government chairmen and the councillors. Okay? So everything should not always be center, 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 center. Enabling environment, very critical. Policies, more long-term. We shouldn't operate on functional silos. Capacity building that he spoke to. And making sure that, look at this whole table, this whole panel. You can see that everyone in his area is sphere of influence. We can all come together and have that linkage. And only with that linkage can things work. I mean, we have everything, we have what it takes, but everybody speaks to enabling environment. But I think we need to hold our leaders to account. What doesn't get measured doesn't get done. Most times we speak to what we want, but when we come back, we don't do that assessment of, okay, you promised last year that you are going to do X or Y. Where are we measuring on this? The African Development Bank, SAPZ, every area in Nigeria has competitive advantage in one thing or the other. So go to those respective states, have those factories or companies established there, have what you call anchor tenants, okay? Then have people build clusters around them. That's the only way. And I don't think government has business in agriculture. I've spoken to that many times, and I think this panel here agrees with me that governments should work with the private sector. It's very, very, very important. Everybody is doing their own little bit in their respective areas. All they need is the encouragement, the enabling environments, and the support. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, Andrew, what you have been doing now, you've been doing for about 6, 7 years. So I think what I want to ask you now is, how are you bringing that to scale and replicating it across? I mean, don't limit it to where you are. You can be expansive about it, because for us, Nigeria, all of you know that song, Nigeria will survive. We need to survive. Food security is an integral part of that. You know, you all know what sparked up the Arab Spring, okay, in Tunisia. Self-immolation, the price of bread. The price of bread went up, and there was a protest, a lone protester who was protesting the price of bread, and self-immolation, burnt himself, and that was the beginning of the Arab Spring, and it went on and on and on and on. I don't expect that we'll get to that point here, but we need to critically address those issues. And the people who are sitting here, or who are seated here and speaking to this conversation, facilitated by IBTC strongly, which I think is a very good thing, because, you know, we need to encourage this kind of discussions and partnerships. And I want to believe that at the end of the day, there will be takeaways and communiques at the end of this to speak to these issues, which we'll present to government. So quickly, can you speak to how you are scaling up?
So, scaling up, our biggest, what we want to disrupt is that disconnect between what we are doing already, organizing agripreneurs at the local community level, working with the local community level, having access to the land that is already owned by them, and bringing in technology to make sure that our farmers, their identity with their land where they produce is identified clearly, that their output is measured, that we cut down post-harvest by bringing in what they cannot do for themselves. How do we aggregate efficiently? How do we grade? How do we then arrive at economy of scale? So basically what we are doing is, we are in Kaduna, Adamawa, and Nasarawa State, is to go to more states. But our business model is what the aggregation, and therefore reducing the burden of the smallholder farmer and creating economy of scale and then doing it sustainably. So I think these 4 areas is where we have strength, and that's what we are doing. And today we work with the World Bank, we work with MasterCard Foundation, and we hope to work with more people, right? And we are open. We work with Stanbic IBTC is our banker, of course, so we work with them. So thank you very much. I think for me is we want to disrupt that lack of organization, transparency in how we deal with the smallholder farmer, how we do it sustainably, how can technology come in, how can we move agriculture from where it is today, and therefore create that value for processors, for aggregators, for anyone to play in, and of course to benefit the smallholder farmer. Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you. Hope, I'll come to you. You know, Nexim is very, very integral to this conversation. And in your opening statement, you spoke to the fact that you are supporting a lot of SMEs. But I think that in supporting the SMEs as well, it's equally important to help farmer cooperatives, okay, in this quest. Because these farmer cooperatives have little or nothing in terms of funding, okay? So, and some of them, even as small as they are, they want to export. And I don't see any problem in somebody in, for example, for argument's sake, in Lagos, who wants to export to Benin Republic, which is just next door, technically speaking. Or someone in Niger who wants to export to Benin Republic as well, okay? So I think, is it something that you, Nexim is looking at in terms of creating a fund that will support agricultural cooperatives who want to export particularly? Because, you know, that's your primary responsibility. You are Nigerian Export-Import Bank, you know, even though you thrive more on the export side, because of course we all need to generate effects these days because of the monolithic nature of our economy. So the more effects we bring in, the less pressure we have on the naira. So what quickly, just what is there any plan to have something that will support, you know, the cooperatives, agricultural cooperatives who want to export, or any part of their value chain?
Yes, we are value chain players. We support all the value chains, and one of the things that we are doing, like I said about factoring, the idea of the factoring is to have an anchor. And once you have an anchor, then you now have the players that are there that can be supported. And one of the things that we notice is that most of these SMEs that we want to mainstream now to the formal sector, because they are operating in the informal sector, especially when you look at our trade along the ECOWAS. You find that 60 or 70% of our trade in the ECOWAS are informal, unrecorded trade. So what are we trying to do to formalize them? And one of the things that we have, we did what we call ECOWAS Trade Support Facility, and it's to target these exporters. And then that's why we are insisting, and let me tell you, the factory market, as analyzed by IFC in their diagnostic study for Nigeria, and then Philips Consulting through GIZ, has shown that the factory market is bigger than the export credit market. So, and we noticed that we said, see, that's why we're talking to Central Bank. Let's have the factory regulation, and let people bring money, because formal lending to these SMEs will not work. They don't have collateral. So it won't work. So the structure is that to create that anchor that will now be off-taking it, and then now we will be financing their receivables, because they would have performed their contract when they are awaiting that payment funding for that. And then we have other final facilities, and that's why I emphasize that Nexim now is beginning to gravitate to the non-funded area where we can do credit enhancement instrument that can make sure that SMEs can come and you're working on.
So that's very nice to know, and it's good that this kind of discussions are being had, so people can understand, you know, what you are doing, particularly on Nexim. Halda, for you, I mean, you've spoken to your frustrations. I want us to leave this place with an optimistic, on an optimistic note. What do you think you can do to enhance your competitiveness, and what support do you need, and what areas as well can you do to enhance and support the current ecosystem you have yourself, okay, in the area where you play, which is shea butter and soya bean? okay, which you have chosen to play in. So, you've spoken to your challenges, the issues of, if you had your way, the Anchor Bora program, all the CBN intervention funds will still be there. But aside from that, the DFIs are there, the NEXIMs are there. So how much of that have you tried to avail yourself of in terms of the funding? Okay, and what more do you think can be done from your own end to make sure that you are equally contributing to solving the problem that the society has created for everyone, particularly in the agricultural value chain space?
By processing, there's quality problems. So by processing, quality. So this is one of the benefits of, or one of the roles we play in the processing industry. And secondly, we create more jobs, opportunities for the economy. And by that, with a stronger economy, a stronger FX market, and etc. And more taxes for the government. And in terms of, we also work on market differentiation because, for example, I'll just give you an example in shea nuts. Shea nuts, it's a niche market, which is basically exported mostly to, 3 or 4 players internationally. It's around 400. If it's in a nut farm, it's $400 to $500. Once we process into butter, we are getting an additional FX revenue close to $1,400.
That's interesting. That's interesting. No. I see that.
We went an extra mile, and we also went because we don't want to be controlled by this 4 or 5 players.
Yes.
So what we introduced now is we refined the shea butter.
Unfortunately, it seems they're not hearing you. But your microphone should be closer to you, and just yes.
Okay.
Or use another microphone and just quickly just round up, because I think we're rounding up now. Yes. I think that mic was not particularly good. Yes.
So
put it close to you. Yes.
So what we also do, what we want also to prevent being controlled by these 4 or 5 players in the international market, we went into refining of shea butter. So currently we've also created like a market differentiation. We are offering shea butter food grade, and we're offering shea butter cosmetic grade. The shea butter cosmetic grade, we're also doing a value addition. We're going into cosmetics, also into the export market, serving the local market and export market. The food grade, we are also marketing now the food grade as a substitute to imported margarine to the bakeries and all this, and we're also exporting to international market.
Very interesting. It seems that you are doing a lot in spite of the challenges you face, and I think you should just keep at it. So I think at this point in time, I think I would, do I still have time? Okay, so I would like to round up, and I would like to really say that I want to thank my panelists. I think they've brought in very interesting perspectives. What we can glean and deduce from this is that collaboration is very essential. We need to collaborate. Public-private sector, public-private partnership, very integral into the scheme of things. And as a country, as a country, we have to be very, very strategic. We have to be very, very deliberate, and we have to be very, very intentional. I want to really thank my panelists, and I want to thank Stanbic IBTC. Okay, it seems my panelists all want to have a parting shot, but that parting shot must be a parting shot of, I will give you each 45 seconds. 45 seconds, final words, actually final words. Final words, 1 word, 2 words, final words. Let me start from Andrew. Andrew, your final words.
Yeah, my final words will simply be that for us as an organization, we think solving existing constraints of organizing smallholder farmers, layering technology around them, being innovative is a low-hanging fruit, and the big works can continue. But immediately we think we've created a niche for ourselves, working in the communities, utilizing communal lands, tying identity via technology, creating scale via aggregation. It's my final word that smallholder farmers organization is the big constraint to flow of capital, to access to market, and we are able to do this efficiently.
Okay, so for me, I think it would just be that Nigeria can feed itself, it can feed Africa and be a strong player in the world. We just need to stop talking and hit the ground and do the work.
That's nice to hear. Doctor.
Yeah. I want to use this opportunity to invite Stanbic IBTC to champion the syndication and the consortium of RATC. It is what Yongo said. He needs the anchor investor, and he is ready to take. And what we're saying, that open the land, and every other thing we're talking here fall in place. It will be there completely. From mechanization, which will be provided on credit and supply credit, on inputs, farm management, offtake, and even putting all the farmers together. We need to take a look at it and see how we can speak with the government to open between 5,000 to 10,000 hectares for us in 6 geopolitical zones to even run the model for 2 years. If it's successful, we upgrade it from there. Thank you.
Nice. Hope.
Okay, as final word, in Nexim, our mantra is PAVE. That's it, produce, add value, and export. But for that to be achieved, I think we have to be very intentional. Intentional in the sense that we want to diversify the export basket, and then intentional in the sense that we want to improve export competitiveness. But how do we do that? 2 things. There has to be a deliberate policy framework. And secondly, there has to be a dedicated, targeted funding framework. Yes, I know CBN is not going for intervention funding, but there has to be policy loans that will be granted so that for us to achieve that. And I truly subscribe the Bank of Agric should really be capitalized, because we need that primary production that can form the industrialization for export. So that's my final word. Thank you.
Just as a final note, we all know the problems in Nigeria, and we also all know the solutions. So the major problem is the implementation. So that's what we really need to work on, to assist both the private, public, and the public sector need to assist the private sector, just to put things in place, and definitely the private sector will strive.
Very good. So on this note, I want to thank my panelists, and this is our discussion as we'll be speaking to driving economic transformation through agro-processing, building a sustainable future. Takeaways from me, and summarizing what has been said here, is that we need to be efficient, we need to be effective, we need to collaborate. What doesn't get measured doesn't get done. He's spoken to the fact that Bank of Agriculture we should capitalize Bank of Agriculture. They will provide the funding. The likes of NIRSA will provide the guarantees. Nexim will help you with the framework of factoring. So enabling environment, very important. We need to walk the talk. Final words, walk the talk. We don't want to come back here next year and be talking about what we said this year. What doesn't get measured, what doesn't get done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our moderator, Adefeko, Director of Corporate and Regulatory Services, Olam Agri. Thank you so much. I'd like to appeal to the panelists to please wait for a few seconds for a quick picture before we leave the stage. Okay, so while that is happening, I'd like to inform the rest of us that tea break will be happening right after we'll conclude the pictures. Please step forward a little bit. We'll be going out for the tea break. Thank you, sir. And that would last for just 15 minutes, exactly 15 minutes, so that we can hurry and make the best use of the time while we're here. Now, the panel session that just finished has had a lot of lessons that we put out there and responsibilities as well. And one major thing, like Mr. Ade mentioned, he said, an enabling environment as well as walking the talk. I am looking forward to progress beyond just the talk.
An ecosystem of products and services.
Okay, I would also like to inform those who are watching online, joining us online via YouTube at the channel Stanbic IBTC. We would be going on a quick break for only 10 minutes. We would resume in exactly 10 minutes. Please ensure to log back in because there's quite a lot. A second panel, the Lucky Dip, and a whole lot more will be happening this morning. So we can make our way for the tea break in an orderly fashion. Thank you very much.
The other prescribes solutions. One man produces, another consumes. There is nothing like a one-man business. Business is finding the right partner that goes all the way with you, with answers that lead to your business growth. Find your growth partner with Stanbic IBTC. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC.
Mama, Honorable Duchess of the market that keeps our belly full, Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire, the ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
I came for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money now 780,325 naira.
You get person wey sabi everything for business. Market, na teacher, trader, na students. Hand wey sabi, na hand wey learn well.
I would say that during the course of this
you can pay to my accountants with our Stanbic IBTC.
But we consistently got support, consistently got calls. We were pushed, we were driven by the team from Stanbic IBTC Bank to make sure that this transaction went through. And we truly appreciate the fact that the team stood by us, the team supported us, and we really praise them for all the support that we received. I think that the team at Stanbic IBTC is very customer-centric, from a personal relationship. They really pay attention to the customers. You know, I have relations with other banks, but with Stanbic IBTC Bank, they really paid attention to what we are trying to do, what we're trying to achieve, and how they can support us. Even at times where we were weary, the team kept on supporting us. They pushed us, they did whatever they could to make sure that the results we were looking for we received. So it's really about the team. And I praise the Stanbic IBTC Agribusiness team. And I hope that anybody who is looking to grow, any agribusiness entrepreneur who is looking to expand, really, if they work with this team, they will get the results they're looking for.
Mama, Honorable Duchess of the market that keeps our belly full, Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire, the ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC. Mama, Honorable Duchess of the market that keeps our belly full. Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire. The ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money na 780,325 naira.
You no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na students, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant with a Stanbic IBTC POS. It go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
This stress is given.
Because now who get better hand of support to get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700 333 3333.
The vision of Said Farms, it is mainly to partner with the small and medium farmers of this country in order to be one of the biggest poultry producers in this country, why not in West Africa. Rearing farm that is dealing only with broiler production. And then I can honestly say that Stanbic IBTC have played a major role in the growth of this company. The industry of producing chicken meat is into 5 main aspects. So rearing the broilers, laying the birds to have the day old, so breeding, broilers, breeders, and then the feed mill to cater all the feed, the processing plan, and of course the management. So our success in Said Farm is that we didn't compromise in any of these 5 pillars of the industry. We have invested, of course, let me say it again, with the support of Stanbic IBTC in each part of this integration. You know, in my opinion, if you want to refer to an entity and call it a strategic partner, the main reason to be a strategic partner is to be there whenever it is needed. So honestly, I can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there with us since the beginning and in the right time. You know, growing a business needs a lot of factors to reach their goal. It's the time where you want to grow. So we need partners, and not any company can grow without any strategic partner. So we can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there at the right time with the right support. The main factor that Stanbic IBTC differs from other banks is once Stanbic IBTC trusts this company and knows the vision and the goals of this company, so his role has been not only to finance this company or this growth. His role was to give the proper guidance, the proper finance structure to achieve the success of this company. With this partnership, we've been able to achieve three main things: growth, sustainability, survival during bad times. And let me say, these three things will lead to success. If I would have to advise any business owner looking for growth, I will advise him to partner with Stanbic IBTC, because once the team of this bank believes that your business is genuine and have a vision to grow, the sky is your limit.
We're an agro inputs and commodities trading company. Basically what we do is support farmers to improve their yield, and then we offer the opportunity to offtake whatever commodities they produce from their farms, so that we improve on the value chain and the benefits to farmers. I'm from Benue State. Growing up in Benue, you see the challenges that farmers are facing, putting in lots of work, but the yield is low, and they're really not benefiting from all the hard work they put into the farm. So our vision is to be able to transfer the gains from agriculture to the farmers, the actual people who are producing the raw materials. So we're hoping that we'll be that bridge between the gains of agriculture and then the actual farmers who are producing raw materials. So we're building a bridge, really. Our relationship with Stanbic IBTC started in 2012. But it really changed when I met the agribusiness team. And since then, we've worked to improve our financing, especially as it concerns agro inputs. Now, we're able to access financing that has increased our ability to support farmers with fertilizer. We are currently accessing a transaction with NISAL that enabled us to expand our capacity to support farmers access fertilizer. As you know, fertilizer has become a high-priced commodity, which makes it difficult for farmers to access. But with this relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we're able to deliver fertilizer to farmers at the best price possible and at the right time required. I will say that during the course of this transaction, there were times when we were really discouraged. We in fact, if not for IBTC, that relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we would have stopped, but we consistently got support, consistently got calls. We were pushed, we were driven by the team from Stanbic IBTC Bank to make sure that this transaction went through. And we truly appreciate the fact that the team stood by us, the team supported us, and we really praise them for all the support that we received. What they're looking for. What they're looking for.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg, no verse. Your money na 780,325 naira.
E no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na student, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant with a Stanbic IBTC POS. It go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because na who get better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and for Stanbic IBTC we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for enterprise direct at stanbicibtc.com or
IBTC. Mama, Honorable Duchess of the Market that keeps our belly full, Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire. The ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go Bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
Partner that goes all the way with you, with answers that lead to your business growth. Find your growth partner with Stanbic IBTC. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC. There is nothing like one-man business. One creates an ecosystem of products and services. Another supports. One plants. Others harvest. One ships it, and another collects it. One seeks answers, the other prescribes solutions. One man produces, another consumes. There is nothing like a one-man business. Business is finding the right partner that goes all the way with you, with answers that lead to your business growth. Find your growth partner with Stanbic IBTC. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC. There is nothing like one.
The vision of Side Farms, it is mainly to partner with the small and medium farmers of this country in order to be one of the biggest poultry producers in this country, why not in West Africa. We started as a small rearing farm that is dealing only with broiler production. And then I can honestly say that Stanbic IBTC have played a major role in the growth of this company. The industry of producing chicken meat is into 5 main aspects. So rearing the broilers, laying the birds to have the day old, so breeding broilers, and then the feed mill to cater all the feed, the processing plan, and of course the management. So our success in Side Farm is that we didn't compromise in any of these 5 pillars of the industry. Of course, let me say it again, with the support of Stanbic IBTC in each part of this integration. You know, in my opinion, if you want to refer to an entity and call it a strategic partner, the main reason to be a strategic partner is to be there whenever it is needed. So Honestly, I can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there with us since the beginning and in the right time. You know, growing a business needs a lot of factors to reach their goal. It's the time where you want to grow. So we need partners, and not any company can grow without any strategic partner. So we can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there at the right time with the right support. The main factor that Stanbic IBTC differs from other banks is once Stanbic IBTC trusts this company and knows the vision and the goals of this company, so his role has been not only to finance this company or this growth. His role was to give the proper guidance, the proper finance structure to achieve the success of this company. With this partnership, we've been able to achieve three main things: growth, sustainability, survival during bad times. And let me say, these three things will lead to success. If I would have to advise any business owner looking for growth, I will advise him to partner with Stanbic IBTC, because once the team of this bank believes that your business is genuine and have a vision to grow, the sky is your limit.
We're an agro inputs and commodities trading company. Basically, what we do is support farmers to improve their yield, and then we offer the opportunity to offtake whatever commodities they produce from their farms, so that we improve on the value chain and the benefits to farmers. I'm from Benue State. Growing up in Benue, you see the challenges that farmers are facing, putting in lots of work, but the yield is low, and they're really not benefiting from all the hard work they put into the farm. So our vision is to be able to transfer the gains of agriculture to the farmers, the actual people who are producing the raw materials. Hoping that will be that bridge between the gains of agriculture and then the actual farmers who are producing raw materials. So we're building a bridge, really. Our relationship with Stanbic IBTC started in 2012. But it really changed when I met the agribusiness team. And since then, we have worked to improve our financing, especially as it concerns agro inputs. Now we're able to access financing that has increased our ability to support farmers with fertilizer. We are currently accessing a transaction with NISAL that enabled us to expand our capacity to support farmers access fertilizer. As you know, fertilizer has become a high-priced commodity, which makes it difficult for farmers to access. But with this relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we're able to deliver at the best price possible and at the right time required. I would say that during the course of this transaction, there were times when we were really discouraged. We in fact, if not for IBTC, that relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we would have stopped. But we consistently got support, consistently got calls. We were by the team from Stanbic IBTC Bank to make sure that this transaction went through. And we truly appreciate the fact that the team stood by us The team supported us, and we really praise them for all the support that we received. I think that the team at Stanbic IBTC is very customer-centric, from a personal relationship. They really pay attention to the customer. You know, I have relations with other banks, but with Stanbic IBTC Bank, they really paid attention to what we are trying to do, what we're trying to achieve, and how they can support us. Even at times when we were weary, the team kept on supporting us. They pushed us, they did whatever they could to make sure that the results we were looking for we received. So it's really about the team. And I praise the Stanbic IBTC Agribusiness team. And I hope that anybody who is looking to grow, any agribusiness entrepreneur who is looking to expand, really, if they work with this team, they will get the results they're looking for.
(0700-333)
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money na 780,325 naira.
You no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na students, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant with a Stanbic IBTC POS. It go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700-333-3333.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money na 780,325 naira.
You no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant with a Stanbic IBTC POS. It go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own, loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700-333-3333.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money na 780,325 naira.
You no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na students, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant. With our Stanbic IBTC POS, it go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 070-333-3333.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, abeg no vex. Your money na 780,325 naira.
E no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na student, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant. With our Stanbic IBTC POS, it go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700-333-3333.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, abeg no vex. Your money na 780,325 naira.
E no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na student, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant. With our Stanbic IBTC POS, it go one time.
Business no be wetin one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700-333-3333.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp now, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, abeg no vex. Your money na 780,325 naira.
E no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na student, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant. With our Stanbic IBTC POS, it go one time.
Business no be waiting one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700.
New media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, we need to come inside. We're out of time. Please, let's come inside quickly.
I care for 5 good years you have been in this shop. If it is to update your WhatsApp, you will know how to do that one very well.
Okay, I beg no verse. Your money now 780,325 naira.
E no get person wey sabi everything for business. Market na teacher, trader na students, hand wey sabi na hand wey learn well.
You can pay to my accountant. With our Stanbic IBTC POS, it go one time.
Business no be waiting one person fit do alone, because market na community. E dey work well when we join hand with people wey sabi business well.
You outdid yourself. This dress is given.
Because now who gets better hand of support go get better business. Everything for business na kparakpo. If correct business like Stanbic IBTC SME Collab Hand join your own with loans where you go get free business training and support, e sure say you go do big things. For Stanbic IBTC, we dey join hand with business people take grow their business. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC for Enterprise Direct at stanbicibtc.com or call 0700-333-3333.
There is nothing like one-man business. One creates an ecosystem of products and services. Another supports. One plants.
Please, can you make your way in? We're about to show you a testimonial video.
Others harvest. One ships it, and another collects it. One seeks answers, the other prescribes solutions. One man produces, another consumes. There is nothing like a one-man business. Business is finding the right partner that goes all the way with you, with answers that lead to your business growth. Find your growth partner with Stanbic IBTC. Go for growth with Stanbic IBTC.
Thank you very much, ladies and
Honorable
gentlemen. Thank you for
Duchess
coming
of the
in.
market
I
that
know
keeps
that
our
we're
belly
enjoying
full.
the networking session so much, we didn't want it to end. But this is a very timed event, and we're doing our best to ensure that we don't exceed too much time. Right now, we're about to watch a testimonial video. I don't want anyone to miss out on the video. That's why I'm taking so much time to call everyone in. So please be your neighbor's keeper or your brother's keeper and ask someone that you know to come back inside. So we're going to take a testimonial video. I won't be saying much about it because the video kind of speaks for itself. Here is a client's testimonial video. Media, are you ready? And right after that, the second panel session would commence.
The vision of site farms, it is mainly the vision of site farms. It is mainly to partner with the small and medium farmers of this country in order to be one of the biggest poultry producers in this country. Why not in West Africa? We started as a small rearing farm that is dealing only with broiler production. And then I can honestly say that Stanbic IBTC have played a major role in the growth of this company. The industry of producing chicken meat is into 5 main aspects. So rearing the broilers, laying the birds to have the day old, so breeding, broilers, breeders, and then the feed mill to cater all the feed, the processing plan, and of course the management. So our success in Site Farm is that we didn't compromise in any of these 5 pillars of the industry. We have invested, of course, let me say it again, with the support of Stanbic IBTC in each part of this integration. You know, in my opinion, if you want to refer to an entity and call it a strategic partner, the main reason to be a strategic partner is to be there whenever it is needed. So honestly, I can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there with us since the beginning and in the right time. You know, growing a business needs a lot of factors to reach their goal. It's the time where you want to grow. So we need partners, and not any company can grow without any strategic partner. So we can say that Stanbic IBTC have been there at the right time with the right support. The main factor that Stanbic IBTC differs from other banks is once Stanbic IBTC trusts this company and knows the vision and the goals of this company, so his role has been not only to finance this company or this growth. His role was to give the proper guidance, the proper finance structure to achieve the success of this company. With this partnership, we've been able to achieve 3 main things: growth, sustainability, survival during bad times. And let me say, these 3 things will lead to success. If I would have to advise any business owner looking for growth, I will advise him to partner with Stanbic IBTC, because once the team of this bank believes that your business is genuine and have a vision to grow, the sky is your limit.
We're an agro inputs and commodities trading company. Basically what we do is support farmers to improve their yield, and then we offer the opportunity to offtake whatever commodities they produce from their farms, so that we improve on the value chain and the benefits to farmers. I'm from Benue State. Growing up in Benue, you see the challenges that farmers are facing, putting in lots of work, but the yield is low, and they're really not benefiting from all the hard work they put into the farm. So our vision is to be able to transfer the gains from agriculture to the farmers, the actual people who are producing the raw materials. So we're hoping that we'll be that bridge between the gains of agriculture and then the actual farmers who are producing raw materials. So we're building a bridge, really. Our relationship with Stanbic IBTC started in 2012. but it really changed when I met the agribusiness team. And since then, we have worked to improve our financing, especially as it concerns agro inputs. Now, we're able to access financing that has increased our ability to support farmers with fertilizer. We are currently accessing a transaction with NISAL that enabled us to expand our capacity to support farmers access fertilizer. As you know, fertilizer has become a high-priced commodity, which makes it difficult for us to access. But with this relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we're able to deliver fertilizer to farmers at the best price possible and at the right time required. I will say that during the course of this transaction, there were times when we were really discouraged. We in fact, if not for IBTC, that relationship with Stanbic IBTC Bank, we would have stopped. But we consistently got support, consistently got calls. We were pushed, we were driven by the team from Stanbic IBTC Bank to make sure that this transaction went through. And we truly appreciate the fact that the team stood by us, the team supported us, and we really praise them for all the support that we received. I think that the team at Stanbic IBTC is very customer-centric, from a personal relationship. They really pay attention to the customer. You know, I have relations with other banks, but with Stanbic IBTC Bank, they really paid attention to what we are trying to do, what we're trying to achieve, and how they can support us. Even at times when we were weary, the team kept on supporting us. They pushed us, they did whatever they could to make sure that the results we were looking for, we received. So it's really about the team. And I praise the Stanbic IBTC Agribusiness team. And I hope that anybody who is looking to grow, any agribusiness entrepreneur who is looking to expand, really, if they work with this team, they will get the results they're looking for.
And meet client demands. Another round of applause, please. We're actually his guests here today. Thank you so much, sir. All right, I also have on the panel Louis Van Ravestein. He's the head Agribusiness Group, Standard Bank. A round of applause. Louis' career at Standard has spanned 31 years, covering diverse roles across South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, and also the current group responsibility of agribusinesses covering 15 countries. Another round of applause, please, for Louis. Third on the list is Femi Oyekola. He's the head establishment and ecosystems. Thank you so much. Also, business and commercial banking at Stanbic IBTC. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so we're clapping like the battery ran out. Thank you. Mr. Femi is an experienced banking professional with over 23 years expertise in driving business growth. And my name is Uju, like you already know. I'm the moderator for this panel. Please, a round of applause for me. Thank you. Okay, so the focus of this particular panel is to draw out well laid out plans for solutions and highlighting Stanbic IBTC's commitment, not just in words, but in clear-cut plans, offerings, programs, all of which are aimed at supporting agribusinesses with all-encompassing financial solutions that are tailored to enhance productivity, profitability, and sustainable growth. This panel will focus on unlocking financial opportunities, So please, especially if you're online and you're here in person or you have questions, please start jotting them from the very beginning. Unlocking financial opportunities, implementing innovative agricultural practices, and addressing the issues faced by medium to large scale farmers. So I'm going to hit the nail on the head and just start off with Mr. Wale Oshin. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let me ask you straight up. What key strategies is Stanbic IBTC Bank using to support agribusinesses? And how will these shape the future of the sector in Nigeria? Key strategies. Like number one, number two. Because everyone here is hungry for solutions, correct? We've talked problems for years, decades and decades and decades. Now we're talking solutions through the lens of Stanbic IBTC. Mr. Wale, sir.
Thank you very much, Ju. And thank you everyone for joining us at this session. Very well appreciated. So to be specific to that question, I will start first by talking about our structure. We operate a holding company structure, and by nature, we have about 10 subsidiaries within the group. And we're actually set up to provide a solution to businesses in the country, right? So I'll just quickly talk through that. So for every business country, I mean, we have our pension subsidiary, which is the number one in the country, with assets under management in excess of 3 trillion naira and over 2 million RSAs, retirement savings accounts, right? I'm starting from this point just to highlight how we're structured to support businesses, then I'll narrow down to agribusiness, right? I mean, by regulation, every business in the country that has 5+ staff is required to, ensure that their staff open retirement savings accounts, right? And when businesses, also operate and need to scale up, I mean, there are 4 stages to the life of every business. You start, you begin to sell, you stabilize the business, and you scale. We have Stanbic IBTC Bank, IBTC Capital, that also helps to raise capital to enable businesses to scale, right? And in terms of insurance, we have an insurance brokerage subsidiary and a life insurance subsidiary as well, which also supports the business, right? And for your staff as well, from the personal and private banking structure of the bank, units of the bank, we have employee value propositions which supports you in terms of employee welfare, so that the business owners can focus on their businesses, right? Narrowing down to agribusiness. So what we do, we approach it from the agribusiness point of view in terms of looking at the entire value chain of every business, from the input right through production, processing, and even the route to market structure, right? We provide financial solutions and even beyond financial solutions, to cater for your needs. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, because we're tending or expanding into the Africa-China corridor through our Africa-China banking, business that we've also set up to support clients. Thank you very much, Uju.
Thank you so much, sir. You have pretty much presented Stanbic IBTC Bank as a sort of one-stop shop, if you may, for all your business solutions, from your personnel to financing. That's quite encouraging. Please, a round of applause. Louis, you are next on my list of questions. Let's talk about emerging agribusiness opportunities that you see here in Africa, and how Nigerian agribusiness owners can capitalize on these opportunities to expand market access.
Thanks, Uju, and good morning, everybody. I think it's good afternoon. It's lovely to be back in Nigeria, one of my favorite countries. I was privileged to visit the site that we just saw the video about, of Said Farms, a couple of years ago. Yesterday, I was also privileged to visit ACL Foods and another of our rice mills. So we are learning, and it's exciting to see what is happening in Nigeria. So well done to the team for organizing this, and thank you everybody that has. I don't know if you've stayed for the giveaway at the end, the lucky draw, or you've stayed for the insights we'll share. So just quickly, a few things that I've seen that is emerging themes. Not all of them are new, but it remains very important themes. Firstly, modernization, mechanization, and technology. It's the most important aspect of farming today. Farm cost has become so expensive that the farmer cannot sustain his operations because the price has not increased comparatively, but the cost has increased. Even in South Africa, we've seen that our farmers are becoming less and less. We're having more and more mega farmers and large commercial farmers because the small-scale farmer or the medium-sized farmer can't survive in these conditions. So the solution is modernize, bring in technology, bring in innovation. Some of the things that we've seen is not just for large commercial farmers, it's also for small-scale and medium-sized farmers. We work a lot with Africa, China, and we've seen Africa, if you look at China, the majority of their production is small and medium-sized farmers and subsistence farmers, very similar to what we see in Central Africa. So they also have huge opportunity around technology and how they mechanize their operations to bring down the cost. That's one of the aspects. Another aspect we've seen is new varieties and new genetics and research. That is very important for us. It's important for Nigeria. Again, if I can use South Africa as a reference point, through mechanization, technology, new genetics and new varieties, they've tenfold their production in the last 20 years. And that is while it's a very arid country with not the resources that you have here in Nigeria. The second theme is around innovation and digitization. Innovation is a lot of fintechs, and we touch a lot of people that speak about their platforms, their marketplaces, access to market, digitization, traceability, inclusiveness of everybody, wallets that is paid there. That environment is still growing. I think it's the main way how we can service the small-scale farming environment is to understand and have that digitally through fintechs and agri-techs. Standard Bank ourselves have a solution that's called One Farm. So One Farm, currently we're in 3 locations. In Kenya, we're testing the dairy value chain, small-scale farmers. Those dairy farmers have got between 1 to 5 cattle, cows, and they produce. And we're digitizing that value chain, bringing traceability, and then lending against the deliveries that they make. In Uganda, we're testing agro shops and agro dealers into the small-scale farmer environment, and we're still learning on how to digitize that. In South Africa, we've got a food relief platform, One Farm Share, and that is to help the needy. Yesterday, with the World Food Program, the World Food Day, we announced that we've delivered 100 million meals over the last 4 years through that food platform, through donations, through involvement, through farmers that don't just throw away food, but we take it through to the needy and we facilitate that platform. That's the second one, is innovation. The last one is the green agriculture. It's all about climate change. We all see the effect of climate change across the world, in Africa, in Nigeria. I've just seen the floods that you've gone through and how people have been displaced and how it impacts agriculture. I've seen the diseases that you have, the tuta around pests around the tomatoes. Yesterday I read about a ginger blight, and I wasn't even aware of it. That's also impacting you. So all these diseases, pests, floods, heat is impacting agriculture. So we have to more friendly environment, the green agriculture. Now, Standard Bank does that is through 4 legs. We've categorized it, sorry about this, smart energy, smart water, smart and smart practices. We all know about irrigation. We all know about solar, hydro, and biodigesters that we can finance. We all know about equipment that we can finance again that brings in new fuel consumption. What I want to talk about quickly is around smart practices, regenerative agriculture, the stuff that Dr. Andrew spoke about, agroforestry, no-till, low-till, minimal till, how we bring that into our farming practices. And I must say what I saw today on the farm was amazing and fascinating. And I think that's really a way how we can get our production for small-scale farmers up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Louis. Okay, I'd like to go straight to Femi. Let's talk about how Stanbic IBTC's FX solutions can help agribusinesses manage currency volatility, ensuring stability for the farmers who are engaged in cross-border trades.
Okay, thank you, Joe. I'd like to start by referencing what a speaker said earlier on, that for you to have competitive pricing or rate, you must have a comparative advantage. Okay, going by that, Stanbic IBTC is a subsidiary of Standard Bank Group, like Wale mentioned. The addition is that we're also a subsidiary of one of the biggest banks in China, by extension in the world. So we have an advantage where every investors coming into the country are referred directly by the biggest people in the world, banks in the world, be it portfolio investors, be it foreign direct investors. So we have access to FX at very competitive rates. The other way we achieve competitive rates could also be to give agribusiness practitioners a blend of cheaper rates, which typically you get from CBN, as well as the NAFEM market, formerly known as interbank market, just to ensure that we help you achieve the weighted average rate that you're looking for, which is lower for your business. So another thing we do to help ensure stability and avoid fluctuations is also to offer you a forward exchange contract, which works for both export and import. For instance, if you are importing, and then we are able to give you trade finance facility in Naira, you use that to procure FX, and then knowing that in order to reduce your cost, the FX is not needed now, we could structure it such that, say, in 90 days time is when you need the FX. So we sell you a 90-day forward, which practically ensures that whatever volatility you see in the market, today dollar-naira exchange rate is at 1.5 when CBN comes into the market, and then when CBN is not in the market, it goes to as high as 1,700. So doing that, the foreign exchange forward helps you take out those volatility if you buy them for delivery in future. So that's one of the ways we're trying to help achieve. Then quickly, just to mention, we have trade specialists stationed across the federation, and if need be, you could have them from the head office visiting the agribusiness practitioner at their location. What they simply do is look at your structure, your cash flow, and then they guide you around what is the best practice, what is the best option that gives you lower cost and then a higher return. For instance, I'll give you an example, one of the ones they've done recently. An exporter has taken out commodities and then is expecting proceeds in foreign currency to come. So given the volatility that I mentioned earlier on, citing example of when CBN is in the market 1.5, when they are not 1.7. And then they provide a solution where the customer was able to sell the proceeds that is yet to come. Let's say he's expecting it in 45 days. Then they buy it off him ahead for delivery in 45 days. So that example ensures that it probably gets at the best exchange rate, which is worse for us, but then it's good for him because they're able to convert the proceed that is not even come through at, say, around 1.7. If he had to wait for the proceed to come, CBN might be in the market and then you're exchanging at 1.5. So those are the kind of value and approaches that we use to assist agribusiness practitioner in caging concerns around fluctuations around exchange rate.
Very much, Mr. Femi. I'm just curious. So someone probably just heard about Stanbic IBTC for the first time, or is hearing about the fact that you're passionate about agribusiness and walks in. Would they get this in-depth information about all of these facilities, or how, basically what I'm trying to ask is, what's the first step to getting into this pool of so much resources that Stanbic IBTC is offering? What's the first step? How do we start? I'm asking you that, Mr. Wale. Yes, sir. What's the first thing to start? Where do we begin?
Okay, I will talk again about how we structured our business, right? All the resources which I highlighted earlier,
yes,
and those that Femi mentioned. First step is at the relationship management level, right? Where an account officer or relationship manager is assigned. Right? So now that relationship manager is like the CEO of that relationship.
Right.
So he now aggregates all the resources
Based
which
on the
we
needs
have
of that customer?
across the group based
Okay.
on the need of that
Okay.
client.
Okay.
Right? Where be it trade, be it equipment finance, we have a vehicle and assets finance product as well. Whatever the client needs within the bank, and even where it is non-bank related within the group, we have all those subsidiaries which the relationship manager will bring to bear.
That's fantastic. So that is encouraging in case someone who's looking to go into the agribusiness just knows that once I step in, I have all of the information I need, I have all of the resources. And you have also mentioned beyond banking as well. Okay, I'm going to take the train back to you, Louis. Now, you've talked about three major things earlier. The first question I asked you talked about green energy, you talked about mechanized farming, and you also, what's the third thing you talked about? Green energy, mechanized farming, and you also talked about digitization. We know, of course, that these come with heavy financing. So can you talk to us about how Standard Bank is promoting cross-border trade in agriculture and the role that financing plays in unlocking these opportunities for agribusinesses?
Yeah, a few examples around cross-border and trade. I think trade is very important. I think export is extremely important. That's where you get better pricing, new markets. So yes, food security in Nigeria and in Africa is critical, but we also need to look at where we can get foreign exchange from and dollars from. So trade for us is a key strategic focus area for Standard Bank. As earlier said, we are in 20 African countries, and we focus on the trade between these countries. Trans-regional trade, we've got a trans-regional proposition where we help customers to set up businesses. What they've done well here, like in Nigeria, how do they take this business to Ghana, to Angola, to East Africa, and multiply their business through new jurisdictions? Some of our customers are in 6, 7 different countries now. They are not corporate customers. They are businesses like yourself, commercial customers, and we set them up, help them move into other countries. We've got a full proposition around that. The second solution we've got is our offshore banking solution. Is where we set up in tax-efficient hubs like Mauritius. We recently launched Isle of Man and Jersey. We've created offshore structures where we can assist your business to put up foreign structures for wealth creation, for foreign currency access, and to manage your procurement. So we've set that up. The third thing that we've done is around information in the market. So what's available? The first thing for you to trade is to know what is happening in the market. Today we are launching the 4th edition of the Trade Barometer. It's about 10 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Nigeria is one of the countries that participates, where we look at the opportunities, the challenges, the policies that needs to be looked at. It's not just research by researchers. We also speak to people in this room and clients. 2,200 customers were interviewed. So that information will be soon available to you, and you can use that and you can just follow the Standard Bank platform to see where that information is, what is the type of the messages. Another one is Trade Club, where we can introduce, it's like the yellow pages, where you can introduce customers, internationally buyers and sellers to each other. Another one that was mentioned is the Africa-China leg that we have, that relationship that we have. We recently had the ICBC delegation in Africa to come and see how Africa operates from the Agri department. We facilitate that connections. We have got matchmaking events that you can participate in. Just speak to your relationship manager. We've got connect sessions. We take clients, and last year at CIE and CIETE, we had Nigerian firms there where we can expose you to new markets that you can trade. The last example I want to also use is around how do we improve these skills that we have around trade, internally in the bank and externally in the bank. Earlier this year, we launched the Agri Academy, which is an internal academy for our staff to teach them about agriculture, the agri value chain and so on. Because they sit in front of you, they can speak your language, they can understand the challenges you're going through, and they can advise you better. So that is a degree or a certificate for agri-economists and so on. So that we launched earlier in this year. Externally, we've launched a handbook that can be used by universities. It's the Finance and Farm Manager that is being used to universities up to master's level. That book we did the 7th edition this year after 43 years. The first edition was in 1980. So now it's 43 years later, we did another edition. So these are all ways how we try to upskill our staff, help the community and young graduates and students out there, and also how to help cross-border trade. The last thing I want to touch on is the opportunity of exports, and how you need to look at those commodities that you find on exports that you can take to the world and so on. And that's how we can, again, facilitate facilities. And then the last aspect is on the financing side. We've got all the finance, import-export financing solutions, and we've got letters of credit that we can give you, that trade surety. We can give you working capital facilities to help finance your needs for imports and exports across border. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Louis. Thank you. A round of applause, please, if you want to. Go ahead. That's quite commendable. Okay, Mr. Femi, my second question to you is unique products. Talk to us about the unique products that Stanbic IBTC Bank offers to support agribusinesses accessing international markets, particularly in managing foreign transactions and trade financing. I know you spoke a little bit about FX earlier. If you could buttress that a little bit.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joe. Taking it further, I mentioned trade finance facility earlier on. So you could get that in Naira, and then depending on what mode of payments you have chosen to pay the supplier offshore, it could be letters of credit, bills for collection. It could also be an advance payment wherein you need to source dollar from the market and then transfer upfront to enable them commence manufacturing. So all of those are available to agribusiness practitioners, and then we advance those to them in Naira because of the fluctuations in the exchange market. And even though we know some of them, who, especially the exporters, have dollar receivables, we could lend to them in dollar as well. But I mean, why go dollar when you can borrow in Naira and then you earn, and then you can sell at margins and be able to pay back and cover your costs very well. So the other way we support them is, and you mentioned it earlier on around Trade Club. Maybe I need to explain a little bit further and bring it down to our peculiarities. So Trade Club is an initiative of Standard Bank of South Africa, where it attempts to provide a platform where you bring buyers and sellers together. So if you're trading for the first time and you don't know where is the best place to source any equipment from and all of that, so we could create an access for you where you log into that platform, and then you put the product you're looking to bring in, and then you meet the suppliers there as well. And then you get advisories from over 190 personnel on that platform, all belonging to between ICBC, Standard Bank of South Africa, and Stanbic IBTC, who are on ground to support you and guide you and ensure that the experience from your supplier is also smooth. So those are some of the ways we support them and then give them support around the businesses they set out to do.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. I'd like to inform those of you that are online, who are participating online, especially who have questions to ask. I'm trusting that you're already dropping your questions. Oh, we do? Okay. What's the hand raised for exactly? Oh, okay, I'm coming to you. I'm still addressing those who are online. Yes, sir. We'll get to the questions. Yes. So remember, I said this is sector solutions based. So there are going to be a lot of questions and answers coming from the audience. But I want to also allow those who are online to drop their questions, and then they will be collated and sent across here. We'll be able to take, I think, 2 questions from the audience in-house, and then maybe 2 from those online. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, now that's a lot of hands going up at the same time. Okay, so please make your questions brief and straight to the point. Do we agree to do that? Okay, I'm going to need some help. Thank you, ushers. I have a lot of hands, so it's going to be a bit of a... Yes. Is it working? Oh, the back. Who raised his hand even before I asked for questions? We'll go first.
Yes. Sorry for raising my hand too early enough. I thought I was live line. That was why I thought I should be first before the online. Well, thank you very much. Having listened to the last speaker, I happen to be an exporter of agro-commodities. And I felt there are a number of areas whereby commercial banking in Nigeria hasn't been looking into. And that's simply because there hasn't been enough mutual interactions between the banks who finance international trade and real traders, international traders. The international business is very, very flexible, unrealistic, and it keeps changing with so many factors and so many reasons. My question is, sometimes you find it very difficult to establish a letter of credit, or a customer, or you getting a customer that is willing to open a letter of credit to you. How do you tend, or how easy is it for one to access, funding from you? Considering the fact that sometimes letters of credit are not 100% guarantees.
Okay. Who's the question directed to?
Yes, the last speaker, I think he's the head of
Enablement and Ecosystem.
Yes.
So let me try to recap your question just to clear my understanding.
Yes.
You do not want to go the route of letters of credit.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Due to its cumbersome nature. Sometimes the client will tell you have to give him a performance bond guarantee of 2%, which is going to be something else, and a number of other reasons. I'm definitely sure, sitting on the desk, you must have come a lot of challenges in these particular areas.
Okay, I get your point. We are limited by extant regulation coming from the CBN, documented in the foreign exchange manuals, to say that if you require foreign exchange transaction, then...
No, not foreign exchange transaction. I'm an exporter, for example, and I buy my goods locally in Naira. Okay. But I have an international buyer who is willing to pay me in dollars. So that means I'm the exporter, he is the importer. And I want you to lend me money so that I'll be able to put together the goods I'm willing to sell to him in Naira, so that by the time you do the collections internationally, we sit down and discuss what's the rate of exchange. So this is my my money, and then you take your difference or your loan.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I got
That's
your question
that's
now.
the angle I'm coming from.
You want to borrow naira?
Yes.
Use it for your production, procurement, and
Whatever
then
it is.
exports.
Whatever it is.
Against your dollar receivables.
Yes.
It was one of the things I mentioned by way of a trade finance facility that Stanbic IBTC currently does for agri practitioner. I'm sure if you speak to, and we can take your details, if you speak to any of our relationship manager, they will look into the product, the commodity you're trying to export, and then run them through risk criteria and say if it's something that we've provided for, then that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, actually, I'm asking this question simply because currently my business account is not with Stanbic IBTC. I only have a personal bank account, but I'm looking for a bank that is going to give me a favorable condition. If you are willing to give me a favorable condition, fine. I can move my business account back to a Stanbic IBTC.
Well, we'll be willing, sir. We'll be willing to explore the situation. We're more than willing.
Then finally, you mentioned the traders platform, South African traders platform. How does it work, and how do I get access to it?
How do you get access to what, sir?
To the platform.
Oh, the trade platform?
Yes.
Yeah, we will ensure we get your details at this session. Then we'll contact you. We have a trade specialist based in Abuja here. If you are based in Abuja, that can come to your office and then ensure you're on the platform. They can undo it. The guys in Abuja covers the entire north. So he's happy to go anywhere in the north.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, too, for making your question clear. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Because of time, we will not be able to take everyone's questions. However, remember, this is also a platform for you to network. You can approach and ask any of the questions that you have. For gender balance, I would like to take a female. Apologies. I'm so sorry. I really am. Please stand up. Yes, you. Give her the...
My name is Ajia Amina. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I am from Kogi State. I came from Lokoja last night just because of this program. I'm the CEO. I'm the Ab Nigeria Enterprise. What do? We buy, we process, and market agro produce. Number one, my question, I don't know who to direct my questions to now. I'm so sorry, let me just ask. Even though most of us, especially women, are facing challenges in accessing these facilities, either from the central bank, from the commercial banks. The commercial bank, you and I know that you can't just go there.
No, you can't. The door is usually open.
Let us be sincere with ourselves.
Well, I get what you're saying. Go ahead, ma, to the question.
But then, those of us who are committed are trying all we can to see that we push our businesses forward. And by the grace of God, Nigeria is going to be great. I have that belief. The issue of not us having access to these facilities is number one. We don't have access. Let us be sincere. How? We don't have access in the sense that I, as a person, we pushed one facility. I don't know what they call it, to CBN. As at that time, as at 2000, and I've forgotten, they said it was on the table of our former CBN president, the Baba Emefiele. Up to today, up to today, that it was politicized. We were humiliated as if we are not human beings. That apart. Then number two issue is insecurity. What do? We buy ginger, we go to Kacha market, turmeric. We make sure we look for products that are highly medicinal in nature. If we all know the medicinal purpose of ginger, turmeric, and all whatnot, cardamom, and so on, when going, we know what we face in the hands of kidnappers and so on. Please, who can help us to address this? Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
So the first question is access to finance as a woman in business.
Hajia, thank you very much for that question. And thank you for coming to this program as well. Very well appreciated, particularly hearing that you came into town yesterday, all because of this. Now, the question is in two parts. One is financial, the other one is security, right? So I'll start from the second one, which is one of the reasons why we're here. The purpose of this summit is to bring people together, identify the issues, the challenges, and with the hope that we will be able to steer the necessary conversations in the direction where the necessary policies will, come up. Security is not, it's something that an institution like Stanbic IBTC can deal. However, it is very critical because where facilities are advanced, insecurity also impacts on it, unfortunately, one way or the other. So we have to look at things from the holistic point of view. And you might have heard the gentleman from Nexim, speak earlier about facilities, initiatives which they are pushing, including factoring, which are innovative ways by which we can get non-conventional funding. That quickly came to mind as you were speaking. However, to the one that relates to how can a bank like us provide support, I cannot give you a direct answer now, and for one main reason. There's a need to understand exactly how you're structured. You did mention that you have a cluster of other, individuals that you travel from one point to the other to get ginger, to get turmeric, right? So it's important for us to be able to understand exactly how you're structured, what markets are you linked to, right, to enable us to be able to give you the right answer or the right solution. I did mention earlier when I spoke that our solutions are not a one-size-fits-all. We create bespoke solutions across the general financial products which we have. I don't know if that satisfies you for now, Hajia, but we hope to be in touch with you so that we can take this conversation forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The hands are... Okay, so just one more question. You decide among yourselves. Okay, I don't know. From that table, yes, from the front table. One person, please get up, yes. And that will be the last. I'm so sorry. Please feel free to meet with the gentleman as the program progresses or towards the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Without biting my words, let me come out straight. I'm Professor Ajibade Michael, a professor of technology at Assistant Learning. I'm very passionate about the area of technology, and I believe there is nobody who's going to farm without using equipment. What are you doing, IBTC, concerning your equipment manufacturing company in Nigeria that's at moribund? That's number one question. Number two, our graduates, young graduates today, what are you doing to encourage them from our various universities? What are you doing to encourage them financially to see that, yes, they overcome their challenges in the area of agriculture? That's number two. Number three, today's world is not divided by ideology, but divided by technology. Bridging the gap between the developed and the underdeveloped. Who undertake the tax? The question is for the three people on the high table. Then number four.
I'm sorry, sir. We're going to limit it to 3. We're going to have to limit your questions to 3. The rest you can ask when the event is over and you have access to them. Thank you so much, sir.
It's all right.
Okay. So I'm not sure how we're going to spread the questions, though, but it's asked about university graduates and how you can help them access funding. It's talked about jobs.
Okay, thank you, sir. it's a multi-dimensional question that you've asked, and it has so many branches. I will make an attempt. So the first one regarding equipment, let me see whether I understand that part. I hear you say, what is Stanbic IBTC doing with regards to developing equipment? I don't know if that's equipment manufacturing company that has been moribund. Okay. So I will start by saying that there are different types of funding, right? And you have the general one is the commercial type of financing. And I did talk earlier about the various subsidiaries which you have within the group. And I recall mentioning, talking about Stanbic IBTC Capital, right? Now, depending on where we're coming from, but I will speak from an angle where we have potential investors who have identified a company that is not running, and they have found a way to pull resources together to acquire, and they are also looking for additional resources. Now, a Stanbic IBTC Capital actually coming in that area where we can raise financing, right? Bring in investors towards acquiring such manufacturing companies, right? It's a different set of conversations, but within the group, we actually do have that competence to have such conversations. It's not something we can thrash out in this room, right? But do we have that competence? Is this something that we've been doing? Yes, I mean, the answer is yes. It is possible to do it with us. Then the second question. Did you get that second question? Okay, I will appreciate that, sir.
Undertake the tax. I asked that question because it's very technical, because they are here now. Technology transfer has failed. And no countries of the world that will develop its technology and say they want to give you. Instead, they come here to you to neo-colonize us. And there is no child that will leave the university and say you should go to his father's farm and go and work. He's going to listen to you, because common cutlass is very, very expensive. Okay. Equipment is very expensive. Okay. Now, the inventors are subject to the downtrain in Federal Republic of Nigeria, the inventors. What are you doing to see that indigenous production of equipment through research, development, and innovation become the order of the day? Let's go into the depthness, the analytical analogy that will guarantee a quantum delivery. Let us go into it. That is the reason why I asked that technical question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. To my mind, that question actually, it's a non-bank and non-financial industry question, right? It is, it's a fiscal policy conversation, and like I mentioned earlier, sir, part of the hope and what we hope to achieve with this summit is to stir the right conversations. And I mean, a number of policy makers came in, took part in this summit, whether directly or by attendance, right? So the hope is that we will be able to, the takeaways from this summit will strike a chord and help to shape the right policies to to deal or fix some of these challenges. But if we'll take it down to the individual, you mentioned students earlier. As an institution, we have an existing partnership, for example, with the Lagos Business School, where we undertake or do capacity development trainings, right? Where our clients, even non-clients, at the SME level, get knowledge to help them to develop, and successfully manage their businesses. We've also gone into such partnerships with some of the international organizations, who actually, carry out and do pro bono capacity development trainings, for small businesses in Nigeria. And as an institution as well, we have a training school where young graduates, when they get employed in the bank, we take them through a training period, right, to enable them acquire the right skills, to be able to function as bankers. And when they finish, we don't just throw them into the system. We allow them to go through various departments within the bank to acquire the necessary skills and expose them, to the various functional areas of the bank, so that once they're out, they're able to support businesses in any area where they work. We're not just a bank. We're very big in terms of capacity development, acquisition of knowledge, to be able to support internally and externally. I don't know if that satisfies or answers your question, sir. Okay, sir.
The public-private partnership policy, it specifies a lot between the organized private sector and also the government. Now, I have raised series of this issue at the National Council on Science, Technology, and Innovation. And I've told them their own fault, that there is no amount of government effort that will bring inflation to the mere minimum. And that if we do not encourage our own indigenous production, especially in the area of high-tech invention, that there is no amount of how we try by which the organized private sector, who are the drivers of the economy, they will have a lease of life. And that is the reason why today we are experiencing galloping inflation within the system, if you agree with me. So the question is not out of context. But nevertheless, what I am saying is this. IBTC is a very big bank. If IBTC could take the lead and see that, yes, in the area of local production, such as this, because there is no farmers here that does not need all this. We are having the mini land tillers, we have the hand tractors, we have the block molders, we have the tractors and etc. And equally, the generator.
Yes, please.
Now, I came up, I invented the foilless generator. I'm the first man, the only man, who has knocked the door of the federal government to say, here I am. And to the glory of God, I have an approved letter with me. Now, I'm waiting for the intellectual property rights, which will bridge the gap between the farmers, irrigation farming. You understand me? So, what I'm saying is this. There is a need for us to focus on the internally inventive production to see how equipment will be cheaper for the farmers.
All right, and that's why you see Stanbic IBTC playing a role.
Which is not,
correct.
Which I want IBTC to play that role. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. You wanted to add a one-liner, sir?
Yes, his points are well noted, and so we don't belabor, I mean, we don't extend the time. We have a number of interventions that we do as Stanbic IBTC on the corporate social responsibility, and I'm sure if everybody is checking on our website, you would see how far we've gone. Even the undergraduate, taking them off the road. I know we have a project where before they even go for NYSC, some just went back for their convocation last week that I supervise. We have an internship program to condition their mind to after university days, even before they even go for NYSC. So all of those programs are available in Stanbic IBTC, and we're doing them. We just don't make noise about them or whatever, but they do exist. Okay. And your points are well valid, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Before we wrap this up, I want to confirm once again, no questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a resounding applause for my panelists. I've been speaking with Wale Oshin, Head Agribusiness, Stanbic IBTC Bank, Louise Van Ravestein, Head Agribusiness Group, Standard Bank, and Femi Oyekola, Head Enablement and Ecosystem, Stanbic IBTC Bank. Let's give them another round of applause, please. So we'll quickly take a group photograph before I let you off the stage. And, oh no, we are taking the Lucky Deep. Great, fantastic. Aha, some people are about to smile a little extra this afternoon. Okay, so we'll do two things at the same time. We'll take the pictures and then we're getting ready for the Lucky Deep. Okay, we have a suggestion here. It says, for us to achieve the main objective of this summit, I want to suggest you create a platform where other attendees can relay their questions and possibly get required answers beyond this venue. Yes, so thank you very much for that suggestion. Okay, so moving on now to the Lucky Deep. I would like to, let me confirm. Okay, yes. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Louis, you have to stay back. You are going to participate in this. Mr. Wale Oshin, you've been asked to. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Apologies. A round of applause for him, please. Okay. I would like to call on Remy Oswago to join us on stage for the Lucky Deep. Drum roll, somebody! We're about to select some winners. Remember when you came earlier, you were asked to drop your business cards. If you did not drop your business card, it's too late to do that now. All right, so we have two of those. Okay, so we're mixing it up. It's fair, free and fair election. You can see it. Let the audience see you mixing it up. We're not favoring any particular card. So however this goes. I wish there was some kind of drum roll effect, you know, so the tension is building and everything. Okay, enough tossing. Ooh. Oh my God. So you're going to be going home with some gifts from Stanbic IBTC Bank. And you can already know. All right. Okay, so let's see. I hope the person has not left this hall, else we'll swap you immediately. Aha. Suleiman A. Adishafa, CEO, New Age, basically. Awesome. Congratulations. Suleiman is into commodity trading, fish and seafood, poultry, agriculture, oil and gas. Another round of applause. Please don't be jealous. Clap for him, please. All right.
Stand up. For the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Congratulations.
For the champions, stand up. For the champions,
All right, second here is Oluwatayo Ayeni, Chief Financial Officer, Nivea Limited. Are you here? I'll call it one more time. Oluwatayo Ayeni, Chief Financial Officer, Nivea Limited. Neveah.
It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you
Dr. Eric Alao, Origin Agri-Foods Limited. Dr. Eric Alao. Sorry. These two. Someone should please tell them that they were called, they weren't here, they lost, we swapped them. Okay, are we ready? Denmark Agro Ventures Limited. DCGI retired Dominic Obeta Asogo, PhD. That's awesome. Congratulations, sir. And we have Diamond. Oh dear, careful. Apologies, sir. Careful. Sorry about that, sir. Diamond Pearls. Samson A. Adeyemo, MD CEO, Diamond Pearls. Samson A. Adeyemo. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, Samson A. Adeyemo. Congratulations. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Applause. A round of applause, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please take advantage of the fact that everyone at work and ask all of the questions that you want to today. So with the Lucky Dip out of the way, it's now time for you to participate in an activity that we would appreciate that you do. It's time for the post-event survey. How has this event been? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn something? This will take you about 1 minute only to fill. So please bring out your phones. Everyone. Everybody. And simply scan that. It's as simple as ABC. You can take a picture of it, and it will immediately lead you to a place you can click and open up a form to fill immediately, less than a minute. Would appreciate, am I your way? Okay, would appreciate you filling this so that would know exactly where to serve you better. And next summit, we'll know what we should do. Okay. You have a platform to let us know exactly what you think about today's event. Please do that. It'll take less than a minute. Please look over your shoulder to see if you're or filling this survey. Everyone in the hall, please. Would appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're done, I'd like to see a wave of hand to show that you're done. If you're not, oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. See, it's really easy. I'm the bunch. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Careful, sir, please. Okay. Who else is done filling it? The survey, anyone? We have to do this. Stanbic IBTC Bank looks forward to always making sure you have a wonderful experience with us, whether in the banking hall or outside. So please, this means a lot. This means a lot. If you're having trouble with figuring it out, let us know so we can get some assistance to you. You're done, ma'am? You're having some challenges? Please, can we have beautiful ladies in blue? Please, can you come assist? Someone needs your help here, quickly. Can we have someone from the tech team come assist? Quickly, quickly. The first table here, please. Anyone else facing challenges? Please let us know. Here, the first table. Yes, thank you. Please let us know so we can assist you. Anyone else has failed? If you have, oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else? Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, so please, it's important that you get this done before you leave the hall. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, now I can say without wasting any time, I'd like to call on Executive Director, Business and Commercial Banking, Stanbic IBTC Bank, Remy Oshuago, for the closing remarks. A round of applause, please. I know you're holding your phone, but please, a round of applause. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, esteemed partners, friends, and colleagues, as we come to the close of today's Agribusiness Breakfast Summit, I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to all of you for making this event a remarkable success. It has been an enlightening and engaging summit filled with insights, innovations, and most importantly, a shared commitment to driving Nigeria's economic transformation through agro-processing. The discussions today have reinforced the critical role that agri-processing plays in strengthening our agricultural value chain, improving food security, and creating sustainable wealth for our communities. From our esteemed panelists to the vibrant participation of everyone here, the diverse perspectives shared today have painted a clear picture of the opportunities within this sector. I am particularly inspired by the depth of collaboration and innovation demonstrated by everyone in the room today, as well as the robust participation from our online audience. It is clear that we are all united by a common goal to transform Nigeria's agribusiness sector into a powerhouse of sustainable economic growth. The path ahead may not be without its challenges, but with the collective will and determination displayed here, I am confident that we will achieve great strides. As Stanbic IBTC Bank, we remain actively committed to supporting agribusiness, particularly the agro-processing subsector, which we hope will drive the reduction of waste, growth of exports, and overall expansion of agribusiness in Nigeria. We understand the unique financial needs in the sector, and we are poised to provide solutions that will enable players unlock the full potential of their respective segments. From low-interest agricultural loans and asset financing for farm machinery to strategic partnerships and advisory services, we are here to support you every step of the way. In closing, I would like to emphasize that the ideas and relationships cultivated today must not end here. It is now up to us to translate these conversations into actionable steps. Together, we can accelerate the growth of agro-processing, fostering a future where Nigerian agriculture thrives both locally and on the global stage. On behalf of Stanbic IBTC Bank, I thank you all once again for your active participation and contributions. Let us continue to work together.
In your apps, check your list of apps. Look for in your apps, check your list of apps. Look for the scanner and scan it to make it easier for you. Apologies for that. Okay, so it's now time for pictures, and media interviews. And it's the opportunity you have now to ask questions, meet people, network. Mr. Wale Oshi, The person who made the suggestion about a platform has reiterated it again. He's begging, or asking rather, for a platform for participants so that they can let you know exactly what their challenges are per time. My name is Uju Nwachuku. It's been a pleasure hosting this event today. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful afternoon.
Mama, Honorable Duchess of the Market that keeps our belly full, Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire. The ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer, turning likes into credit alerts. Sweet babe, running a 9 to 5, yet still turning up for your people. Women are blooming with ideas, thriving in life and business. At Stanbic IBTC, we are cheering you on. Blue Blossom is for women who want to save, invest, and grow in life. Go bloom with Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC. Mama, Honorable Duchess of the Market that keeps our belly full, Her Royal Highness, the one that turns hundreds into millions. We, your children you carried on your back, say thank you. Mama no dey sleep, no dey tire. The ever-efficient Chief Operations Officer, Bebe di Bebe, new media marketer.